Hello, I'm the gun sommelier. I know a lot about wine and a little bit about guns, and now I'm going to compare those two things for your entertainment. Enjoy. So today we're going to start at the very beginning. When we read, we begin with ABC. When we sing, we begin with Do, Re, Mi. And when we shoot, we begin with 22 long rifle. Is that's just how it's gonna look. Okay, I shot a whole bunch more video out at the range, but it was super windy and it sounds like garbage, and you guys deserve good audio. Here's an important thing to remember about alcohol and firearms. You know, peanut butter and chocolate, two great tastes that taste great together. Alcohol and firearms are not peanut butter and chocolate. Alcohol and firearms are more like Pete Davidson and Ariana Grande. Two things that some people very much enjoy, but that definitely do not belong together. Don't drink alcohol while using firearms. Don't go use firearms after you've been drinking alcohol. Alcohol and firearms are a bad combination. Not like peanut butter and chocolate. So, 22 long rifle. This is my 22 rifle. It is a Marlin Model 60. It was made in the 1990s. I got it at a pawn shop. It's great. Pawn shop purchases can be kind of controversial for some people. Used guns in general can be controversial for some gun owners because you don't necessarily know what you're getting. But it is my opinion that one, you're helping that gun live its best life. No gun wants to sit on the shelf at a pawn shop. And two, yeah, you should definitely check the gun out. Go to a gunsmith or, educate yourself. In the case of my little Marlin there, I did have to replace one of the takedown screws that was missing when I bought it, and replace the bolt release lever. But it's a great little gun. So I'm going to compare the humble 22 rifle to Moscato d'Asti. Eagle-eyed viewers will no doubt notice that it is not Moscato d'Asti that I'm drinking right now. This is just some rosé. I didn't have any Moscato in the house because I didn't plan this at all. I just had this idea last night, and I'm not a patient person. I mean, what am I going to do? Plan the entire thing out and then film it and then be prepared like a professional? No. So here's the thing about 22 rifles. They are a lot of people's first gun, or a gun that a lot of people try for the first time when they are underage. I don't mean to imply that a 22 round is not dangerous, that it is not potentially deadly. You can find plenty of videos right here on YouTube of people proving the potential lethality of a 22 round. It's a smaller round, it doesn't go as fast as some other rounds, but it is definitely potentially dangerous and should be treated with respect. Moscato is also very often one of the first things that people drink, often something that people drink when they're underage. And the other thing that these two have in common is that I think that they are kind of unfairly cast aside. So people tend to feel like they've grown out of them. It's kind of like that Bible verse, I think it's Gideon's 69:420, that says, when I was a child, I drank as a child and shot as a child, but when I became an adult, I put away childish things. It's something like that. So people think when they've moved on to a bigger caliber gun that the 22's just not that great anymore. They're just not going to use it. It just sits in their closet or collects dust, or it ends up in a pawn shop where I go and buy it. And when people move on from Moscato, they think, Moscato, I used to drink Moscato. I don't drink Moscato anymore. I still drink Moscato, and I've been a wine professional for nearly 20 years. Moscato is great. It's not great for everything. It's not exceptionally profound, but for the right applications, it's fantastic. Moscato is great for a brunch beverage. It's also great for a dessert pairing with just lighter fruit desserts and stuff like that. It's great with salty cheeses. If you've never tried Moscato and some 3 or 5 year old aged Gouda or Parmesan or something like that, check that out for serious. It's great. So the other thing about my 22, and this is something that I genuinely believe about firearms ownership in general, if you're gonna go to all of the trouble to own a gun, you should spend the time that you need to be proficient with that gun. Because otherwise, what are you doing? Is it just collecting dust? I mean, I get it, like maybe you like 1911s and you want to have 20 of them, fine, whatever. But yeah, I don't see the point of owning something that you're not going to practice proficiency with. So what I did today, and shout out to Locks and Load Firearm Reviews, and I'll link his channel down in the thing there. He's got a couple of cool kind of, you know, combat training type exercises. So one of the other things about this Marlin is it's tube fed. So this tube comes out, bullets go down in there, they get locked in, blah, 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 right? One of the downsides, one of the, I guess, complaints that a person could have about a tube-fed gun of any kind is that they don't have interchangeable magazines. So you can't have that, you know, backup of having several magazines that are already loaded that you can swap in and out really quickly. But one thing you can do if you want to be able to reload at least a little bit more quickly with a tube-fed gun, and they make these in multiple calibers, but I bought these for this Marlin. So they're these little tubes that you can preload. Obviously these are empty because I emptied them at the range today. But it makes it a little bit quicker to reload. And if you're trying to go through, you know, some sort of a training practice or something, it makes things go a little bit quicker. So I recommend those. Also, while I'm recommending things, I would like to recommend that if you're going to go to an outdoor range for several hours on a sunny day, you put on sunscreen. So most people, if they were in a home defense type of scenario, or I don't know, a combat scenario or whatever scenario, this is not going to be their first choice. But again, if you own it, practice with it, right? That's reasonable. So what I did today is I had several of these loaded up, and I also put in at random intervals some snap caps, some dummy rounds to simulate a weapon jam. So I set up a little barrier for myself, set up a target, and so the idea is to shoot at the target as quickly and accurately as possible and hide behind cover while I'm clearing the jam every time I hit one of those snap caps. You get the general idea. You don't have to watch me go through that exercise a whole bunch of times. As a new gun owner, I absolutely recommend picking up a .22 rifle. The guns are inexpensive, the ammo is inexpensive, and they are a good practicing tool to get a person used to firing guns, aiming, reloading, etc. I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a wonderful day, and have a glass of wine.